Beowulf, a modern smackdown. But when you peel back the layers, when you look at this ancient text through modern eyes, without the rose-tinted academic spectacles, something else emerges. Something darker, something that holds a mirror up to us, to our world, and it asks some uncomfortable questions. It's a reflection of a time utterly different from our own, a time built on brutality, a time built on brutal realities, superstition, and violence. And seeing that contrast, well, it makes you wonder how far we've really come. So, settle in, grab a cuppa or something stronger. We're going to give Beowulf a modern smackdown. Yeah. We're going to drag it out of the mead halls and into the 21st century, because we haven't done that at all in any of these videos on this channel. Not once. Right. Let's start with the bad guys. Grendel, his mum, the dragon. The poem doesn't mess about. These aren't complex characters with troubled pasts or social grievances. They're straight up evil. Spawns of Cain, cursed by God. Simple, clean, easy. Beowulf rocks up, kills him, problem solved. Right? Think about that for a second. This is a world where if something bad happens, you don't look around for a scientific explanation. You just blame the gods. Bad harvest? Gods are miffed. Someone causing trouble? Must be a demon possession. It was easy. Simpler times. It lets you off the hook. No awkward questions about why that chap Grendel might be a bit pissed off living in a swamp while everyone else is having a riot old knees up at Herods. From our perspective, our scientific rationalist perspective, Grendel isn't a demon. He could be an outcast suffering from some deep-seated exclusion. Maybe he's got some kind of mental health issues that manifest as aggression. Perhaps his environment is screwed. We'd look for reasons, we'd look for data. Back then, nah, spawn of Cain, end of story. This tells you everything you need to know about their worldview. They weren't interested in why. They were interested in who to blame, and blaming the supernatural was the easiest route. It reinforced fate, it reinforced the power of the gods, and it absolutely didn't encourage anyone to, say, invent better farming techniques or study psychology. Beowulf, for all his strength, is a product of his mindset. His power isn't just muscle, it's divine favour. Couldn't just be a strong bloke, could he? Had to be touched by God. This is superstition versus science, stark versus clear, and Beowulf's world is firmly on the side of blaming the skies. How they run the joint. In Beowulf's time it was simple. Kings, lords, earls, everybody else bowed. And how did you get to be king? Usually because your dad was. Or like Beowulf, because you were the strongest bastard around. You could fight, you could kill monsters, and everyone else, well, they just did what they were told. There's no democracy here, no voting, no public debate about policy. Just the king said jump and you said how high. And your loyalty, that's transactional. You pledge allegiance, you fight for him, and in return he gives you big shiny things. Gold rings, big sword, chainmail, the usual. It's a system based on personal power and patronage, not on institutions or collective decision making. Compare that to the beautiful chaotic mess we call democracy. Imagine King Hrothgar having to stand for election, promises to deal with the loud neighbour, or facing emotion of no confidence because Grendel keeps trashing the place and he hasn't sorted it out yet. It's bloody ridiculous, isn't it? But that's the point. Our system, flawed as it is, tries to spread the power around. It tries to get more than one bloke with a big stick making the decisions. Beowulf's world is a stark, brutal reminder of what happens when power is focused in one place, tied to one person's ability to bash skulls. What happens when that person dies? There's a power vacuum, chaos. It's inherently unstable. Our modern democratic structures, with all their shouting and political theatre, are designed, theoretically at least, to prevent that kind of collapse. But looking at Beowulf, you see a precariousness of power when it's just about one person. Now let's talk violence. Good old-fashioned bloody violence. Beowulf's a hero because he's good at killing things. Simple as that. He's strong, great in a fight, swings a sword. The whole culture is steeped in it. Honor comes from combat. Problems are solved with steel. And revenge? Revenge is basically an Olympic sport. Someone killed your mate? Right. Noble duty tells me to go kill one of their mates. And around and around and around it goes, and it never ends. Honor killings, feudal systems, that's how it works, right? There was no attempt at diplomacy in Beowulf. No peace talks, no sitting down with Grendel for a nice cup of tea and a chat about intercultural differences. Beowulf's first, second and last instinct is to reach for his sword. It's a world where being squeamish about a bit of bloodshed gets you killed. This is pacifism versus the warrior culture, and they clash. We, or at least we say we, value peace. We send in negotiators, we have international courts, we try to build systematic solutions to violence, not just go in with a big stick. The Beowulf crew wouldn't understand that. They wouldn't understand our process, our talks, our treaties. They just see someone needing to be killed and they'd just go get on with it. They'd probably see peace talks as weak. The cycle of revenge in Beowulf, the blood feud, was just how things worked. It perpetuated endless violence. Could a culture that valued negotiation, mediation, actually talking things through have avoided that endless bloodshed? Well, that's hard to say, but our modern perspective suggests that diplomacy, social reform, dealing with the root causes of conflict might be just a little more sustainable than simply killing everyone who pisses you off. And even in our modern societies, we have cultures that are, in fact, still like that. Ancient, medieval, and they always seem to be fighting with each other. That's funny as well, isn't it? Yeah, we seem to get involved in other people's wars nowadays rather than starting our own wars, unless of course you're Russian. So what's the point of all this? Dragging an old poem through the muck of modern criticism. Is Beowulf just a relic, dusty curiosity? By holding it up to our world, to our science, our democracy, our supposed desire for peace, and our slow, painful crawl towards equality, we see the contrast. We see how fundamentally different our world was, built on fear, violence, keeping people in their place. And by seeing that, just maybe it helps us see ourselves a little bit clearer. So, how far have we come? And perhaps more importantly, how far have we got left to go? It's an education, in a brutal, eye-opening, slightly depressing kind of way. Happy Fridays. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, like the video if you like the video, and I'll see you next week. Probably. This is pacifism.